after his own accident and told me it changed everything for him.
To that extent, on Thursday, you testified during the state's direct examination about the murder of Joe Rod Adams in 2018, correct?
Yes, sir.
And a witness in this case, Robert Howard, known as Kenny Capps, pled guilty to that murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
You also testified about the town center murder also in 2018, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that is an unsolved murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
Reminding you again and making sure I'm correct, you also testified about Adrian Gaynor, the murder that took place in 2019, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gaynor was killed by a gentleman by the name of Hakeem Robinson, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Adrian Gaynor was not a documented gang member, correct?
I'm not sure of his status.
He was a close friend of Charles Jones, Julio Foolio, correct?
I'm still not sure. If he was a member or an associate of 6 Block, that would be a better question for the 6 Block detective.
Okay. Are you able to testify under oath that he was a close friend of Charles Jones?
Yes, sir. I'll do it. Yes, sir.
And you and I discussed your interpretation of the rap videos, the drill rap videos that were projected and discussed by the state on direct examination, correct?
Yes, sir.
And during the course of that testimony, you gave your interpretation or your opinion as to what certain portions of it meant to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
The video, Who I Smoke, was performed by Young and Ace, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he was, for the music side, that's 187, right? 187 is the music side of Young and Ace's group, correct?
No, sir, that's not. 187 is associated to 1200. Young and Ace's ATK.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake in my individuals. So that would be spin events, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so 187 is the music side or the rap side, the production of music for Spin Events Group, correct?
I'm not exactly sure what their record production label would be.
Okay. And also in that particular video performing was Whopper with the Chopper, correct?
Yes, sir.
And also Fast Money Goon.
Yes, sir.
And that was released in 2021, right?
Yes, sir.
In providing your opinion on Thursday, you stated that there is a lyrical reference to Charles Jones, Julio Foolio, being shot in Houston in the song, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that is, as I understand it, an unsolved murder. Excuse me, an unsolved shooting.
I believe so. I'm not exactly sure about Houston.
You're not aware of anybody having been arrested. You would probably know that. It would trickle down to you in terms of your investigation, correct?
Yes, sir. Hopefully it would.
Okay. You're not aware of anybody being arrested and prosecuted in Houston, correct?
I'm not.
And you make also a reference in that song to Trey D, correct?
Yes, sir, they do.
Okay. And you don't know whether or not Trey D is a documented gang member, do you?
I'm not sure of his documentation status. I just know that he's an associate of 6 Block.
And it is an unsolved murder, correct?
I believe so.
I believe that you then testified on direct examination about another rap video, When I See You, correct?
Yes, sir.
And its lyrics as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
That is a video produced and performed by Julio Foolio, Charles Jones, correct?
Yes, sir.
it was also in 2021, approximately 3 years prior to his murder. You agree with me?
Yes, sir.
In discussing your opinion about that video, you stated that there was a reference to a murder at the town center way back in 2018, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that particular murder is unsolved as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's also a reference to the murder of Avery McKnight. He's also known as Suge in 2021, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that reference is relating, I think you testified, to him being on the bike, correct?
Yes, sir.
Detective, in fact, Avery McKnight was killed on the porch of the house, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
And he wasn't on a bike, right?
I'm not sure. I don't believe so.
And this would have happened on Odessa and Franklin, that porch, correct? Not a bike.
Yes, sir.
You know where Odessa and Franklin is, correct?
Yes, sir.
You also testified, Detective, about murders after 2021, correct?
Yes, sir.
You spoke about Jaquan Pickens, whose name is Jake Jitt, that was shot on the interstate in 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is also an unsolved murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
You talked about the shooting, not the murder, but the shooting of Jacoby Beals, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is an unsolved murder, correct?
Attempted murder, yes, sir.
Attempted murder. I think you go on in your direct testimony to talk about a couple of others. One would have been of Antonio Tilley in October of 2023, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were part of that. You were called to the scene by Detective Anderson, who was the homicide detective in that case, correct?
Yes, sir.
In that particular case, a man by the name of Jaquan Mills confessed to that murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
And in fact, Jaquan Mills is not a gang member, is he?
Not to my knowledge.
Truth is that this was a contract killing for $20,000 put up by a guy by the name of Paul Newt Anderson, correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Anderson is in prison for 25 years as a drug trafficker, correct?
Yes, sir.
Pause this. Detective, the gangs and
Yes. We back in the building with another podcast vlog. This is RDP News, aka RAWDOPE Podcast vlog. And I'm just locking in and tapping in with y'all. Listen, day 3, Julio Foolio Trial. The boy that went in the White House on a suicide mission. And Davo has been charged with that girl's murder. And I want to get into that, and also, Gucci Mane speak out. So, I'm chop it up, man. If you just tap in, man, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop the like, leave a comment. And I don't even know if my volume on this, but I don't know. I hope it sounds good, man. How it sound in the microphone? Y'all tell me. You know what I mean? Tell me how it sound good in the mic. I appreciate if you tell me how good I sound in the mic. You know what I mean? G said turn the volume down. How I sound right now, G? I'm gonna play. Y'all just tapped in. Though we was just getting a little bit of that Julio Foolio, the trial. They definitely going to trial. This is day 3 of it, and I want to hear some of the stuff said. Like this one of them things. I covered a couple trials, day by day, jumping up early in the morning covering trials. So I've been on the trial tip for a little bit. But it is what it is. I'm off the trial tip right now, though. I mean, we off the trial tip. But, yeah, so One, these kids is in this Julio Foolio case, got their lawyers pointing the fingers. You know what I mean? Real talk. They already got them pointing fingers. But let's listen a little bit more of this.
Got hit in the foot, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that was the consequence, or that was the chronology. Mr. Tilley was killed, and then Mr. Jones was shot, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this also is an unsolved shooting, correct?
Yes, sir.
You would agree with me, Detective, that it's no secret, and in fact, your investigations would indicate that Charles Jones had no shortage of enemies based on his
Now that was a good point.
Prominence.
That was a good point.
And his
that Julio, the defense was making.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Boy, Julio had a lot of enemies, and he damn sure did. Shorty was pissing on
initially, Detective,
doing a lot of wild shit on Graves.
Rapping about a death,
you know what I mean,
doesn't mean that you committed a murder, does it?
That's correct.
And being in the production of a drill rap doesn't mean that you had anything to do with the murder, correct?
Yes, sir.
What it is accomplishing is disrespect to that person or the people that care about that person, correct?
Yes, sir.
Or disrespect to the group or the neighborhood for which that person hung around or grew up in, correct?
Yes, sir.
It also is an attempt to antagonize those people who cared about that person, correct?
Yes, sir.
In essence, it is Young and Ace, the rapper, trolling Julio Foolio, the rapper, or Wappa with the Choppa, the rapper, trolling or antagonizing Charles Jones, Julio Foolio, correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is done for a number of reasons. It's done for clicks, correct? And
Yes.
viewership.
Yes, sir.
And it's also done for the expansion of notoriety for a brand or a person who is a thriving or established rapper, correct?
Yes, sir.
If y'all want to know what I'm doing right now, I'm sharing this video because I gotta put in my own way.
That person's music.
So hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, man. Push this video into the algorithm. This video
Yes, sir.
should strongly go in the algorithm.
And all of this talk and all of this disrespect, what most people do like is potentially the money and the revenue that is derived from it. You would agree with me?
Check,
Yes,
check.
How many gangs are there in Jacksonville?
Approximately 30.
I don't have any further questions. Thank you, Detective.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I represent Sean Gathright. Detective, you talked today and last week about you're more focused with the ATK gang, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and in your work and investigation into that gang, you never heard Mr. Gathwright's name, did you?
That's correct.
Okay. And through your investigations and your work, you are familiar with 1200, which is an alliance, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gathwright's name was not involved in that gang.
Not to my knowledge.
And you also have knowledge of other gangs, specifically 6 Block, at a maybe peripheral level,
Yes.
based on what you do? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gathright wasn't involved in that gang to your knowledge.
No, ma'am.
And you just mentioned to Mr. Gonzalez that there's approximately, and we won't hold you to the number, 30 gangs in Jacksonville, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And as far as your work in the gang unit and working with gangs in Jacksonville, you had never heard of Sean Gathright.
That's correct.
You talked last week about there being statutory criteria, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And some of those criteria put somebody as either a member, right,
Yes, ma'am.
or an associate.
That's correct.
Okay, and Mr. Gathright was on neither of those lists, was he?
Not at the time of this incident.
Okay. Until the time of this incident and the investigation from Tampa, you had never heard the name Sean Gathright.
That's correct.
No further questions. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Petridis?
Good morning, Detective.
Good morning.
I think you mentioned earlier that bulk of your knowledge from ATK comes from going through the files of your predecessor. Going on social media, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And social media gives you a lot of information, but I would assume you need to be careful because it doesn't have to be all factual information.
Correct.
In these gangs we're talking about, ATK, 6 Block, 1200, there's no real hierarchy in these gangs. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
And there's no general rules or regulations of these gangs.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Are you aware that ATK is a record label as well?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah. So they may or may not be, to your knowledge, they may or may not be a record label, have an LLC for their music.
Yes, sir. They could. I'm not aware of that.
Do you know when Charles Jones was documented as a gang member?
I do not.
Do you have any idea, any years, months?
No, sir. I can maybe a guess would be like well before this incident, but I don't know the exact year, time, or anything.
Do you know the Town Center shooting was a long time ago, about
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Charles
2018.
Jones would have been around 18 at that age. Do you know if he was a gang member around that time?
No, sir. I would imagine, based on my knowledge, he would have at least been an associate, and he represented 6 Block. But I'm not sure of his member status and when he actually became a member of the gang.
Were you aware of him prior to going into the gang unit?
Yes, sir.
And When I See You and Who I Spoke are both from 2021, correct?
Yes, sir.
And they're not, in those songs, they're making fun of people, but they're not specifically taking credit for those murders. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Would you also agree that when they're making fun of someone or dissing someone for those murders, they're mainly dissing the fact that person is dead, so that the way they died isn't as important?
Yes, sir.
So if they had died, for instance, I know they mentioned Rod K or Spaz in a car crash, they may still be the subject of one of those songs.
Yes, sir. They're just making fun of the fact that they're deceased.
And a lot of these, you mentioned, or would you agree that a lot of these shootings that occur in Jacksonville that are involving the gangs are both retaliation and for other reasons?
Yes, sir.
Charles McCormick was shot because of a song, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then we saw that Do It video last Thursday. Young and Ace, you were able to see that he's wearing the ATK chain, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is that something he wears frequently?
Yes, sir.
And that's obviously in reference to what you believe to be the gang ATK?
Yes, sir.
A lot of these, the murders we're talking about here today and Thursday happened years ago. Were you aware, and before you were a gang detective, correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you aware of any of these murders?
Yes, sir.
You didn't have any involvement besides the one that we've talked about, correct? The ones, plural.
Yeah, the ones mentioned before.
Correct.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And is it fair to say in a lot of these cases, the witnesses are just uncooperative?
Generally, it's like a 50-50 shot.
And for instance, in Charles Jones, when he was shot in the foot in October of 23, he was uncooperative with police, correct?
To a certain extent.
And is that a main reason why a lot of these remain unsolved?
That and just like lack of evidence.
So right now, the defense. Right now, the defense. Oh, let me get this off. The defense is trying to. The defense is trying to. So the defense is trying to. You know what I'm saying? The defense is basically trying to build a perceive, give the perception to the jury that Julio Foolio had a lot of enemies. So they ain't the only people that was gunning for him. You know what I mean? Which is a good defense. Mostly dudes that's, robbing and killing and doing stuff like that. And then somebody do something to him. They usually try to use that. Like he was a wild individual. He had more than just us looking for him. He had tons of people looking for him. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the Julio Foolio situation is about. I think the Marlon boys gonna get found guilty. I mean, to be honest with you, the way that if you pay attention to the opening arguments and the motion hearing, their lawyers are already turning them against each other. Their lawyers are not working together. Like, to me, this is only day 3. I could be wrong. I'm not your connoisseur, and I really don't, I don't want to see nobody locked up with nobody in the coffin, but I'm not a legal expert. You get what I'm saying? I do know a little bit of law, but I got common sense, and common sense ain't common. So just as my opinion from watching the parts of the trial was 6 hours today. I ain't sitting down watching 6 hours, but I did watch a couple hours of it, on and off of it, and then I've been watching a lot of the vloggers and the guys that I follow to talk about it. So it's how I come up with my opinion. That's how I rationalize with it. So in the last 3 days, the prosecutors are proving that the boys hunted that man down. Just to make a long story short, and the defense is saying you don't really know it's them, but the way it is, it's kind of fishy, bro. To be totally honest with you, it's fishy. Them boys ain't. I feel like them boys ain't sticking together. If they stick together, the girl kind of made it look good because she went to trial and did not get found guilty of the murder. She got found guilty of a lesser charge. And believe it or not, if them guys get found guilty of manslaughter or something like that, man, it's a lesser charge. Murder, first-degree murder in Florida carries a life bit. So if they get found guilty of this first-degree murder, they're going to get a life bit. They're going to get a life bit. They're going to get a life bit in prison. So I think that's what it is. Or the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? In the state, going across all the laws, whatever goes down in Florida, man, they are facing the death penalty 100%. I don't know if they're applying the death penalty. Yeah, they are. They are. They found guilty. They are facing the death penalty because I heard them that they said they had advised the jury and the motion hearing. The judge said that she had to advise certain type of people in the jury. 45 some people had to be, quoted on the death penalty and shit like that. So it's a tough situation. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Lawyers are vicious. This is only day 3. I think the trial probably lasts. I think they'll be wrapping it up next week. To be honest with you, they're gonna be wrapping it up next week. Trial won't last longer than 2 hours, and then they're fate to be in hands of the judge. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want to stay stuck with something. The singer David. Now, David is a little pop singer from Texas that was living out California, and the girl Celeste got found in his car. I was covering this story. I think I'm probably like the first real blogger who to really carry, because I like to always carry stories. I like to carry stories that that people don't do. And this David story was interesting because he's a pop singer, and there was a young girl involved, Celeste. And it was wild that the coroner couldn't prove it was murder. But I think back in December, they ruled her death for homicide. Said she had 2 stab wounds, but when they found the body was so decomposed that it was hard for the coroners to kind of do their job. But somewhere down the line, technology is a motherfucker. They figured it out. They wrestled with this. This been going on since last summer. You know what I mean? The kid David, I never heard his music. I'm not a fan of it, but I know that this was one of the things that was really doing really good on Instagram. Really doing good. I mean, like this was one of those news factors that was really doing good on Instagram, really doing good. All the vloggers, sharing, everybody was talking about this shit. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people people didn't jump on top of this. So I did though. And David charged with it. And if he did this or had anything to do with this, I hope he get the death penalty. Yeah, I just gave y'all a straight face. Y'all heard me say, I hope if David did this to that little girl, he deserved the death penalty. I'm just being honest. Y'all call it what y'all want to call it. I don't want to see no man or woman in jail. But when you do certain stuff, man, come on, man. You do certain stuff and get found guilty of it. Man, come on, man. You out of here. You have no regards for humanity. This wasn't a war that you fighting for a block. This wasn't a war you protecting your bag. This wasn't none of the above, man. This was an older guy dating a younger woman, and the younger woman threatened to put their affair in the public eye. He cared about his image. Statutory, that's a crime, but it's not worse than the worstest of the worstest. If you get, you know what I'm saying, the bait charge or that other stuff. So you could have dealt with it. He's only 20 years old, you know, older guys deal with young girls all the time. But to kill her, to lose her life because you were breaking the rules by dating this younger girl, you know, she was found dead in your car. You get what I'm saying? You know, not too far from where you was at. You were the last person. You the only reason why the girl was around. So if y'all want to check out the singer David, he spells his name D4vd. David, look it up. D4vd. David, singer from out of Texas, out California. Was doing pretty good on the charts, touring everything, getting some money. And he dated this underage girl, and this underage girl threatened to put him out there, and she ended up dead. But let's see what they got to talk about, because I'm gonna tell you, TMC, like I said, certain things our media don't cover. You know, the underground joint, I cover it though, man. You know what I mean? So that's what they gotta say. This is a major update in the joint. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, turn me up, man. Push me into the algorithm. I was 2 minutes late, but I'm out here, man. I'm gonna rock out till I gotta rock out. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm gonna rock out till I rock out. And I'm not gonna be here that long because I don't want to get caught up in the troll hour. I got some business to do in the morning. So, and I'm gonna try to jump back on in the morning. But I had, if for all my fans out there, you know, if for how many people is gonna catch this, you can catch this now or you can catch this later. Man, I had like content block. I tell people that all the time. There's a such thing as writer block, but I really had a content block. Like content was just like blocked out my head, bro. Like I couldn't really, like, it was a bunch of topics to cover. I'm so late on a lot of news, but I had content block, bro. And that was just like, I just couldn't get focused on just making content. Like I was just blocked out the content space, but I'm back. Let's go.
Now I've got a timeline. So in November, which is September, well, at least a little more than 2 months.
This is about David, the singer David.
Actually 2.5 months, we contacted a source connected to the medical examiner. And what we were told was that they could not determine the cause of death and they may never be able to determine cause of death. In December, that's when they ruled it a homicide. So we now know the time frame. So we're told 2.5 months after her body's discovered that they haven't determined it and may never. And then the next month, they call it a homicide definitively, but the support for that is qualified with the word may. And I found that interesting, but I think that, you know, the defense is going to just grill the medical examiner and the police department and ask, you know, what changed? You know, why did you have such trouble for 2.5 months? And then a month later, you call it a homicide, but you can't definitively say she was stabbed.
So where in the timeline was it when you reported specifically LAPD said we're not even sure a crime was committed? I mean, that was a position of the LAPD.
Early on.
Yeah, early on, they said we're not sure a crime was committed. Then you have the inordinate amount of time. By the way, also, kudos to you because you reported and you would not be backed down about the fingers. That was in the coroner's report, that the fingers were, I think the term was waterlogged.
Yeah, they did not. They said our report was wrong.
yes, it said the report was wrong. They also said it was an investigative grand jury. Well, they stood up in court, they, meaning Beth, stood up in court and said, not one, not two, three grand juries has seen evidence in this case. So all of you people who kept saying investigative grand juries, sorry to tell you that was not, I told you in real time that was nonsense. It's still nonsense. And it will continue to be nonsense, as you will see as this case unfolds. Number three, the idea that they found and they announced not once, not twice, but three times in court, child porn. What was the purpose of the child porn? He's not charged with that. They announced wiretaps. They announced child porn. There was a singular purpose to that. Can you guess what that was?
Dirtying him up.
Of course, because they're trying to push back because the defense did not waive time. The defense said, we're ready, get your ducks in order. And who, by the way, as we discussed last week, who was it that's trying to garner more time right now? It's not the defense, it's the prosecution.
Yeah, because, help me out here. If they would have gone to the grand jury and gotten an indictment, there would be no preliminary hearing. So given that they had three grand juries, why didn't they just go that route rather than doing what they did, to arrest him and in charge him?
His name, George Harvey.
So if y'all just standing there, I like to let y'all hear it. So David is charged. David is incarcerated in LA. David looks like a softy mommy. But I don't know, man. He maybe get a little buff in the joint. But listen to what David's charged with. We hate people that deal drugs. We hate people that tote guns. We hate robbers. We hate scam artists. But all of us above, because I come out of the streets, I'm far-fetched from the streets, but growing up in the streets, it was pimps, it was max, it was players, it was prostitutes, it was tricks, it was bad chicks, it was hustling chicks, it was crackheads, it was dope fiends, it was pill junkies, it was weed heads, it was alcoholics, it was killers, it was robbers. It was true dope boys. You know what I'm saying? It was true crack boys. It was true weed boys. Everything was in the streets. It was lit. One thing that wasn't accepted in the streets is violating a woman or violating a child. No prison or no streets allow that. That's a no-no. So with David being caught up in this, hey, where I'm from, you're guilty until proven innocent. But the American way is supposed to be innocent to proven guilty. So David was innocent until proven guilty. But the shit is not looking good for David. You know what I'm saying? The singer.
Last episode, the LAPD called the DA's bluff. I don't care what the DA says about them being in lockstep. That's nonsense.
Yeah, they quadrupled down on me on that and said you were wrong.
Correct. And they've only got one problem. If that was wrong, what was the explanation? Remember, you and I talked offline about what is the legal strategy for having the LAPD arrest somebody without a warrant or without a criminal complaint or an indictment.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but I asked that 3 times and they would not tell me.
Of course,
go on.
Because there isn't. It's so ludicrous on its face that they're just saying enough to think that people are going to just unflinchingly accept it. Oh, they're in lockstep. We always do this. They don't always do this. They don't arrest people on a Thursday after an 8-month investigation without a complaint and without an indictment. Unheard of. And it was LAPD pushing back and calling the DA's bluff in this case, which is also why they never asked for an indictment, and they had not one, but two, but 3 grand juries, which they could have done. And as everybody knows, the old saw, you can get a grand jury to indict anybody. They weren't ready. LAPD called their bluff. No amount of retro kind of rewriting of history is going to do that. And we will see what happens, because when is the preliminary hearing set for?
May 1st.
It's May 1st.
Yeah. You think that's happening?
Yes. I think the defense is going to demand it, and they have a right to it.
So, okay, what do you think the
okay.
prosecution's gonna do?
They're going to try to get a delay, but I think the judge is not going to give them a delay. I mean, they have a right to this, and I think the defense is going to stay with it. I really do. So you didn't answer my question. Why didn't they just get a grand jury indictment? They would have avoided all of this.
Because then that would have exposed them to what's called a Penal Code Section 995 motion to dismiss. On a 995 motion to dismiss, you are limited, if you're the prosecution, to the four corners of the indictment. Just like on a 995 from the preliminary hearing, you're limited to the record at the preliminary hearing.
He never seen nobody be incarcerated, held without a bail, not pulled on a criminal complaint or indictment. So, like I said, the evidence against David is David. Excuse me, I keep saying David. Rest in peace to President David. The evidence that they got against him is a wishy well, but fuck all that. My thing is, David, you shouldn't be getting caught up in that. And to any guys, like, bro, 18 and over might work for you when you're 20 and over. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It just might work for you, bro. 18 and over, it might just be a little better for you. And you could just, you know, if she says she's going to expose the relationship, she won't have to lose her life. You know what I mean? She won't have to use her life. And I don't feel like the girl should have lost her life. You know what I'm saying? The little girl should have lost her life. I feel like this in any situation, when you get caught, you either fight it or man up. See, the way that we creating today is people don't understand what I just said. Understand what I said. When you in the streets, you do two things. You fight or you man up. That's it. It's no other way to go. You fight or you man up. And what that means in street terminology, you got the money or you believe in a public defender or you just believe in God that you won't take them all the way. Manning up is going in and strike a plea. Like Big Me said, say what you want to say about Big Me. Big Me signed for 30 years. They didn't have no evidence on it. Nigga, I signed for years before. People sign for years every day. But it's either man up or go all the way. It's nothing else to do. Anything is in between it's goddamn vegan meat added to a gumbo. It ain't no vegan food in the gumbo. We ain't making vegan gumbo around here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like making a vegan gumbo. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. If y'all just tapped in, man, please, if you ain't gonna do that, like this video, share this video, post this video, hype this video. But that's how I feel about that. Let's get back into it.
Third time. So coming on the heels of that, you're kind of reflexive. If you're the DA, you're thinking, oh, the defense is going to come in. We're going to dump 40 terabytes of information on them. They're going to say, we can't be ready, Your Honor. We need more time. We'll waive time. Give us 2 more months. Then they would have backfilled their case at that point, hoping that maybe he would say something stupid while he's in the 77th Street station, or that he would have made a phone call and said something stupid that would have been used as an admission that would tie him to the complaint.
When were you guys gonna tell me that David drunk mozzarella sticks? Look at this!
Oh my God, so in love, I found you finally. You make me wanna say, oh my gosh.
Oh shit. That oh my gosh might have just got me. I'm so hypnotized.
This guitar.
Like I'm so hypnotized into the content that I let Usher play, and that might have got my whole video demonetized.
There were a poll. Should David be electrocuted, put in front of a firing squad, in some way killed right now? Forget about a trial based on what people have heard. What percentage of people do you suppose in the climate we're in would vote for that? Mark, I got to tell you something. I read the autopsy report for Celeste Rivas, and there is one word in that autopsy report that I think is going to become the center of this trial, and I think it's a big problem for prosecutors. It's the word may. That they say in this autopsy report that Celeste may have had 2 puncture wounds in the abdomen and the chest,
That's what I talked about earlier.
and that were caused by a sharp object. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be dismembering the body,
I
it
just
was
don't
penetration.
understand, like, I don't understand this though. David, 20 years old, no older than 22. And at her time of death, she was about 15, maybe 16, 20, whatever. So I guess he messed with her for a couple of years. So she messed with her when she was 14, 13 years old. He's out of order. Number uno, he's out of order. He's out of order. She's not even old enough to like even be in the race. Then I ain't even gonna lie to you. I could see if she was. Let me keep my thoughts to myself. You know what I mean? Let me keep my thoughts to myself because I don't want to get demonetized. I don't know how to work, but it was work. David could have handled that better. And me, my personal opinions, I don't judge nobody not to be judged first. You know what I mean? I don't throw rocks and hide my hand, but that's a fishy case. It's a fishy case. It's a fishy case. Them kids is locked up for Julio Foolio. They going away from here. David is a toss up. But what I don't like in the David case is the fact that it's an underage girl. I have a daughter. I have nieces. I have a mom. I have aunties. I have goddaughters. Man, I don't believe in that, man. I don't believe in that. Now, I have a 20-year-old, 21-year-old hanging out with some 17, 18-year-olds, even 16. But personally, I don't really see no, you know what I mean, in it. You know what I'm saying? Girls like older dudes. But under the age of 18 is out of order. I've seen guys 20 years old dating their girlfriend 17, about to be 18, or their girlfriend's 16 years old. They just turned 20, their girlfriend just turned 17. Shit like that. It happens. You know, don't play no games. But that 12 or 13 or 14-year-old girl is just totally off limits, bro. It shouldn't have been nothing but a fan. You know what I'm saying? And y'all got social media. She should have been a social media friend, but it should have been no more than that. And then for the girl to lose her life, because they saying that she threatened that she was gonna put the relationship out there, and he know he was out of order. He was thinking about his career and all this, bro. Killing her, you gonna lose your fucking career. You just lost your career. Nobody trusts you. If he beat the shit, hey, everybody forgives you. If you don't, you go to prison. That's just the real shit I can tell you.
Is a defense theme that they could not get the medical examiner to sing from the same sheet of music that they wanted, and that to me is a problem in this case.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. You know, now I've got a timeline. So in November, which is September, well, at least a little more than 2 months after, actually 2.5 months, we contacted a source connected to the medical examiner. And what we were told was that they could not determine the cause of death, and they may never be able to determine cause of death. In December, that's when they ruled it a homicide. So we now know the time frame. So we're told 2.5 months after her body's discovered that they haven't determined it and may never. And then the next month, they call it a homicide definitively, but the support for that is qualified with the word may.
Yeah.
And I found that interesting.
Me
but
too.
I think that, you know,
I think that David did some fucked up shit and he's gonna get caught for it, bro. That's what I think. He's gonna get caught for it and he's going to jail. And that's it, that's all. You know what I mean? On a young girl, like, come on, bro. You could be locked up for a lot of things. Huh? I just seen this. Well, there would be no trial. I don't know if that boy want a trial. Phone evidence. They got phone evidence. They got a whole bunch on David. So like everybody's like posting about the David guy. Everybody's posting about the David guy. But they so old. Go back and look at old RAWDOPE, bro. I've been on top of the David story because I thought it was interesting. But you know, they keep saying motherfuckers breaking their silence. Now, this is one of the topics that you can't like go past a day without talking about this. You know, we can't. This is the newest thing in the world. Pooh Shiesty and Gucci. And they saying Gucci saying stuff. Forgiato came home and he ain't fucking with Gucci. But like I said yesterday, if you tuned in yesterday, if you were part of the 500 people trying to push me into the algorithm, you would have knew what I said about Forgiato. I said, yo, Forgiato, like, he couldn't come home and fuck with Gucci. You know what I mean? Like, Gucci wasn't doing right for me in the joint, and now I just want Gucci to do one thing and one thing only. And I feel like Forgiato on that. He want to get out the deal. And if Gucci got anything left in him as a real nigga, I'd let Shorty get out the deal because it ain't good for you to be on my label right now anyway because I got this going on. And that's real talk. That's real talk. I got so much gadgets and stuff around the basement. It's just like, it's ridiculous. But I want to know what Gucci gotta say. Put myself in the shoes and answer it the way I would handle it. I got you. If I'm in the streets and I take
Want $1,000 weight loss medication for $50? It all starts with Rose Free Insurance.
Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in on the Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty alleged robbery and kidnapping investigation that now led into a federal conversation once again. And I had a link in the description where you can watch the clip in the beginning in full from the Atlanta Culture Podcast with somebody who's close to Gucci, knows Gucci personally, also one of the major voices out of ATL, looked as one of the OGs out there and tapped in with all the artists. Big Bank gave his perspective on it, and he said a lot more on that as well of why he would have handled it, what he's done in his past, and what has happened, and his real feelings on this situation. And as they got posted around over the timeline and the blogs, another conversation popped up. Gucci Mane, last artist on the label besides Pooh Shiesty, Fujiano, who was just released from federal prison last week, put up a post on his story and also changed his profile pic to a Pooh Shiesty mugshot. And then what he put up in the repost was, we doing our time and making it back to our loved ones without taking another nigga from theirs. We not respecting that rap-ish at all. From the streets to the state and the feds, we standing on business. Welcome home, cuz. Ed Fujiano. You even love you even after the grave. Now, what that means there is we're in a time and an era on the internet where you.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. Now I know a lot of dope boys ain't gonna like this. I know a lot of my niggas from the streets coming out, "Ham, you tripping." I'm not tripping, bro. I'm gonna tell you niggas why I'm not tripping. I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm really not tripping at all, right? Forgiato to me in this aspect of it, right? Forgiato, right, is a good guy. Okay.
Could say a lot without speaking at all when it comes to the internet. We know that Fujiano knows and sees everything pretty much that is on the internet and happening with Pooh Shiesty. For him to even put that mug shot up there. So in the eyes of the perspective, you let it be known it's free Pooh Shiesty, no matter what he had going on with Gucci Mane. And I'm still signed to Gucci Mane at this time. Now what Pooh Shiesty allegedly did, Gucci Mane made a song about it. I'm pretty sure Fujiano was aware of that. And for him to be the last artist on 1017, Gucci made that announcement himself. He was dropping everybody off the label. Besides pulling food, he looked at his P&Ls, looked at his paperwork, looked at his ORROI, and said, hey, bro, these going to be my last two artists. Now, when Fujiano came home, we didn't see a welcome home post from Gucci Mane. We didn't see nothing of the sort. And I want this to be clear to people because people want to see it how they want to see it. You don't have to be living like that. You don't have to agree with that. You don't have to think it's cool. You don't have to think it's the way to go for people or anything of the sort. But they've all made their choice to get up under that program and lifestyle. And Fujiano comes from a place that he didn't have a choice because if you go to federal prison, you have to be on that gangster time. You don't have to be a gangster. You don't have to be a street dude. You don't have to be that in life. When you go to federal prison, that program runs off of gangster time. I don't care who you is. It just is what it is. It's not something that's not known and formed. You don't have to go there to know that. The first thing they check it is your paperwork on there. So they force you to be under the mindset of, hey, ain't no stitching, ain't no tip. You got to operate on that type of time. Nobody's above that situation in that. He's been having to be on that for the last few years. Even Pooh Shiesty, who just got out, he had to go to that type of situation as well. Now, when it comes to Big Bank, he's speaking in the perspective of what Gucci Mane has been on throughout his career. And as I've told y'all before, this is the whole brand of 1017. How strict we are, how gangster I've been. I went and got artists who come from the streets, who are like that, who rap about that, who have history, who have situations where they've been in life. And I'm signing them based off of me stamping their credibility because a part of my brand is been, my credibility has been stamped. So you can feel how you want to feel about it. But when Gucci Mane went and dropped that song, it took it to a whole nother level. I didn't expect Gucci Mane. When they told me Gucci Mane gave the statement or whatever to the police, I was like, oh, well, that's going to get frowned upon. There's going to be a lot of people that don't like that. Some people going to understand it and see it. Some people going to say it's stitching and telling. Oh, well, you make your decision on that. When you going to make the song taunting about telling, and your whole career for the last 20 years has been based off of this, even to the point, like 2 years and some change ago, he was making a no stitching song with BG on a project they did together called Paperwork. And I'm like, really? He was making paperwork songs 2.5 years ago. Y'all can call it business. Y'all can call it this. Y'all can call it that. It's hypocritical, bro. His own partner bank is telling them, like, what do you really got going on? Gucci didn't have to go through with their contract, even though they forced him to sign it. He didn't have to do none of that. Just keep it at 100. He could have got out of there, all of this, all of that. I'm not agreeing with what Pooh Shiesty allegedly did. Never that. I would advise anybody against that. That's a no-brainer, no doubt about it. That's never the way to go in a legal situation doing business. I want that to be clear. But at the same time, what you push, what you promote, what you highlight, market, and sell of millions and millions of.
If you a man, right, and you a humble man, and you an honorable man, right, and you got a record label and you sign your artist, right, and your artist making millions of dollars for your record label, the right move to make is to do right by your artist. The minute you choose not to do right, it's the minute that you just allow yourself to get caught up in a whole bunch of shit. And I tell niggas that. We look at the Pooh Shiesty and the Gucci Mane situation. I spoke about this yesterday, you know what I'm saying, on the channel. Shout out to the 500 people that tapped in on my YouTube channel, tapped in with me yesterday. For anybody that's on Gucci Mane's side, let's just say this. We on Gucci Mane's side when that man Scar Peoples was on the internet saying that you want your chain back, saying that you ain't do right, saying all the things of the above. And nobody told Gucci Mane, like, yo, just take care of his people, let them have the chain. Then you can't fucking say nothing then. Like, bro, you make $24 million off of artists while he incarcerated. Comes home, he don't want to fuck with you no more. Bro, I know that's not the way business go, but where you come from, where I come from, we move in a certain way. And we say to ourselves, if that's true, that I made $24 million in 3 years off of you, and you come home and you don't want to fuck with me, and I know you the hottest artist out there. If I'm the old Gucci man, I'm saying, yo, you know what, yo, shorty, you can get off my label. You can beat it. You get what I'm saying? Whatever company you trying to go with them, tell their lawyer suit up and come holler at me. And we'll go with the paperwork from there. And that's what I would have did. Now I got my percentage in the man eating. The old music Pooh Shiesty made, he'd get him out the new deal. But you know, when dudes sign labels, dudes can't get their royalties back for 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? Depending on what the contract look like. So it's like, would you get robbed? Because at the end of the day, Gucci Mane can't sign no more artists. That's the thing. So as a businessman, you know, Gucci Mane pushing 50 years old. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a blessing. He 46, 47 years old. Gucci Mane getting out on stage is, you know, making $150,000, $300,000 shows. Those days about over. Pooh Shiesty 26. If Gucci 46, Pooh Shiesty 26, and Gucci been in the game 26, that means this motherfucker got another 20 years in the game. I'm not, a business is business, yo. And everybody can't handle business. And what I gotta tell people to be 100 artists, and what I gotta tell people to be 100 with you, is that it's business is business. But sometimes, yo, you got to go and you got to bend the business just to keep it business. And let me cook for a minute. People like, oh, Han, what you mean by that? Yo, if I was Gucci Mane, number one, I would have buried Big Scar the right way. Me, Big Fat Hand from the Hood, RAWDOPE Podcast. One of my co-hosts is Die. The one thing that they family ain't gonna be playing with me about, RAWDOPE, we done sent the 100 over. We done paid for the funeral. We done did some trust fund shit for the kids. We done gave the mother the love and support that we got. And we gonna keep the memory alive. That's just the right way to do things. When you decide to do things a whole nother way, you end up in the Gucci Mane way. You pick your poison, man. That's why my 800 and some episodes, as long as I've been doing RAWDOPE, I keep it business and keep it on man time. So when you keep it on business and keep it on man time, you never have to get on defense time. Gucci Mane, big go up. Now, we are not talking about a nigga, right? All right. Gucci Mane versus Russell Simmons. Russ ain't a street nigga at all. Russ ain't got no street politics in him. So if Russ do some sucker business shit, you could be expecting that. But not a nigga that was throwing bitches out the car. Excuse my language. Not no nigga that Jeezy tried to do a versus with. They did a great versus. We all watched it. Jeezy keeping it real. You sung the diss record and said you was smoking on Pookie Low. I'm just keeping it real because I'm a real like journalist type of dude, and I call it for what I said. There's no dick riding. I don't do that. I'm not a female, so I can't do no dick riding. So you have an image, and this image was well respected by the world. Nobody disrespected Gucci. Nobody in the industry had nothing bad to say about Gucci Mane, but it's ops. But me, I'm so deep in journalism, so deep in this shit. If you want to tap in with me, I am on YouTube and I'm on YouTube and I'm on Instagram. I'm trying something new. That's why you see this big black thing up there, because I'm streaming from YouTube. So if you a big dog, right, you handle things in a certain way. And everything that big bosses do, or a person in your family who got money, or just work down Spells Point and everybody just knowing him, he got the house and shit. The thing that you do when you take on a leadership ability is you handle your business. Nobody should die, and you as a music exec or any type of exec, they're dead. They're not coming back. I'm not asking for no fucking change. Number one, though, because I know that's disrespect. And a lot of these dudes get so rich that they forget. Pooh Shiesty pulled his daddy, Big 30, everybody in order to get some money. I heard people say Gucci Man in a diss record. The rat nigga Gucci makes a diss record, right? He say Big 30's a flunky. Now let me tell you what a flunky is. A flunky is somebody that you don't really know that do everything you ask them. But how can my right-hand man that I love to death be a flunky? 30, pass me the drink. Now, that's what we've been doing. Before you knew Pooh Shiesty and 30 and you seen the old tapes, they've been in the video with the Drakes. 30, my motherfucking man. He on when I'm on, even if I'm right or wrong. Now, some people say somebody got to think it out. I believe that 30 and Pooh Shiesty father told Pooh Shiesty, this ain't the right move. This ain't the right move. I think we can go about it a better way. But when you're man that you love, and it's blood in and blood out, man. I'm my brother's keeper. When yo say, nigga, this what I'm doing. Y'all niggas with me or not. Where I come from, niggas gonna roll with you. The men are gonna roll with you and tell you wrong later. I'm quite sure they sending kites, yo, you dumb as shit. But dudes rock out with you, and you might call it stupid. In some essence, you can't call it stupid, but I call it loyalty. So Big 30 ain't do no funky shit. I'm just rocking out with my man. My man said this nigga made $24 million off him. Came home, he ain't did right. He played with Scar. We tired of this nigga. 30, pass me the drink. You know what I mean? And they got down like that. So when did loving your friends and riding with your friends? See, the world got so fucked up, and the hoods and the streets got so fucked up. When you do right by your friends, they call it being a flunky or dick riding. What do you mean? We told Shiesty we wasn't trying to do this shit. Shiesty said he's standing on business with this shit. And I tell this man every day, yo, I love you, bro. I got your back. Now when you on one, you on one. I'm sorry. It was a stupid decision. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. But I made a lot of stupid decisions with my friends and family in the ghetto. It was a stupid decision that they made. Yes, it was. But I know one thing for sure and two things for certain. Mom and grandma always told me when the family say this what we doing, whether I don't want to do it or not. I'm sorry. It's stupid. I agree. But where we come from is everything. It's law. I'm telling you, them niggas ain't want to do that shit. But Pooh they man. He just came home. He just did, and this nigga playing with us. He blocked the song with Glorilla. Yeah, he sent a cease to insist. When Pooh Shiesty came out, he did FDO. And then that feature with Glorilla, and I think 30 was on it. Gucci Man stopped it. That's why that song is not up. Gucci Man blocked it. He blocked it. Yo, you played with my cousin funeral. Sent the people the money 2 weeks later and did all that, asked for the chain back, humiliated my family. Made $24 million off me, right? And then I'm putting music out there to make money and do better. You blocking it. We never had a deal and made millions of dollars. Anybody that's looking at this, YouTube, Instagram, I want to set all my phones up, had Twitch and all that going on. Who gives a fuck? I just speak the truth, bro. The God heaven truth. Gucci Man fucked that bag up. Because I'm going to tell y'all how business works. If Pooh Shiesty, if Gucci would have said, yo, you want to be out the contract? I'm going to let you out the contract. But in order to let you out the contract, your next 3 albums, I'm going to receive 33% off of this. Bop, 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 bop. Y'all free to go. But this is what I'm going to receive. And this is that. You ain't never got to say nothing to me again, shorty. After these 3 albums done in the next 2 years, I'm going to get my 30% or my percentage off of that. We don't never got to talk or nothing like that. Your lawyers, my lawyers, we handle business. That's it. You made $24 million off the kid. That's all I'm saying. You made 20 more. You made 20. You made 24 million off the kid. Yeah, society fucked up. Society fucked up when you're an older guy and you leading the young dudes and you have an image and then you play games. Yes, society is fucked up because the older people sometimes they get idiotic and think that they know more than what they know. Or in Gucci case, his wife are making decisions. His wife are making man decisions has just cost them a big piece of their empire. Yeah, it is fucked up. Yeah. Him listening to his wife cost him a big piece of his empire. Pooh Shiesty could have went about his business and Gucci Man could have found another artist because his track record of finding good artists is flawless. Gucci Man finds great artists. So me losing Pooh Shiesty don't mean shit. I got Forgiato already come home. I'm gonna make him hot. But you Forgiato say you wasn't sending no money in jail. It's cool to say, yo, a nigga locked up, right? Did a nigga out here working to die to $5. If your man locked up, we all selling drugs. There's a 90% chance that we'll be locked up with you one day. It's all when they catch us. You know, man, either you gonna come home and we look out for you, and then we gonna go and you gonna look out for. That's how jail works. So, Pooh Shiesty robbed you, had a problem with you, and Forgiato came home and said, Gucci ain't do shit for me the whole time I was locked up. And you're $100 million nigga. Fuck all that. It be dudes that don't really got it and they can't look out for their friends and family, but it's nice sitting on a whole bunch of money and making you money. It's a difference if you say, it's wrong, but it happens. If I ain't gonna look out for my mother, if I ain't gonna look out for my sister, if I ain't gonna look out for my brother, but I got to look out for the motherfuckers that's making me money because they ain't gonna make me no more money. That's why you got managers, you got supervisors, you got CEOs. Like, oh, bro, people take care of the people to help him live a good life. And he didn't take care of them kids, man. And now I felt like when Pooh Shiesty robbed you, allegedly, if this what happened, allegedly, I don't know, I wasn't there. I didn't see no videos. I don't have no secret person on YouTube like a lot of these YouTube trolls and rat motherfuckers and police and FBI agents and do all that. I don't got that, bro. That's why I got 6,000 subscribers. That's why I'm asking everybody to go to my YouTube and follow me back. Please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. That's all I ask. I don't got no Cash App up there. I make my own cheese, bro, and push my own product. But all I ask you to do is subscribe to my channel so I can get in the algorithm with this product. 7 motherfucking streams. Shout out to my man, 7 streams. But so Forgiato is saying the same thing Pooh Shiesty saying. Gucci's a fucked up nigga. He leaves niggas hanging. Rollo, regardless of what y'all say about Rollo felt like Guwap ain't holler at him and do that. So Guwap has a track record of not hollering at niggas that make millions of dollars. I'm from Baltimore City, Northwest Baltimore, Ricestown in Virginia, St. Ambrose, Waldorf, Ridgewood, Virginia Avenue, Libby Heights and Garrison, from goddamn Forest Park in Arendelle to goddamn Fairview and Chelsea, Norfolk and Chelsea, Oakfield, Midway, wherever the fuck it is. I'm from the section. BDC, I'm from the section, right? I'm from the section. Gucci Man's from the section. It's certain shit. You could be a retired drug dealer, killer, pimp, Mac, scammer, but you never forget the rules. You never forget the fucking rules. And 2 rules you don't break in the streets and in reality, where I come from. You don't play with nobody in jail and you don't play with nobody death. You don't play with them 2 things, homie. You don't play with them. They are unforgivable things and unforgettable. Unforgivable and unforgivable. Remember that. Remember that. Especially when you got the bag. When you got the bag. You damn right he different. You damn right he different. He's so different. And his wife has so much of a big influence. And shout out to my boss, bitch's wife and Knicks. You left your wife, right, when you went to jail, Gucci, man. You left your wife $3 million. I don't know the story. I don't pocket watch. Fam, I don't pocket watch. I got friends, rich, college, rich. I only mind the business that pay me. You feel what I'm saying? And YouTube just cut me my little $140 this month. That's about what I get off of YouTube. You know what I mean? That's one of the streams. But when you're a big boss, right? A lot of big bosses fall because they act like bitches. And rest in peace to Pimp C. Pimp C says never too late to stop acting like a bitch. Bro, I understand you love your woman, yo. And I think this plays a major part. They said Gucci Man told them people, hold up, it's my wife's birthday. I'ma get back at you. A deceased person, y'all. Cause I don't want nobody not happy. Gucci not happy. Shiesty, oh Shiesty beat it. Hope they squash it. But my wife's birthday more important than a person that body's deteriorating. I'm Muslim by faith, by religion. So I know in 72 hours, my family will bury me 72 hours. I won't get embalming fluid. I won't sit nowhere in the freezer all these times. I will be buried the proper way. And anything that my mother want to have after the fact, memorials and time for people to get off of work, do that. But give me my rights as a Muslim. Enter me in my grave the correct way. My wife, my mother, my daughter, my friends, birthday, big party, Grammys, podcast award, the biggest guest of my life. It's not going to let me play with your lawyer money, your bail money, or your funeral money. I'm not about to play that. They things that you don't play with. You don't play with nobody rent money. They say, yo, my rent, bro. I'm trying to party. Let me hold this for my rent. Your yes gotta be your yes and your no gotta be your no. Yo, I need lawyer money or bail money. My yes is my yes and my no is my no. Yo, we need money to bury the deceased. It's either I got it or I don't. Like real shit. It's either I got it or I don't. That shit has made me mad. I just spilled all my fucking liquor. Like that, either I got it or I don't. Real shit, bro. It's not motherfucking in between that shit. All right, yeah, it's no in between that shit. It's no in between that shit, bro. Sis, certain shit you just can't play with. Certain shit you just can't hold people up with. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a kidney donor, you tell somebody, I'm gonna give you a kidney. And I'm gonna be good, and I'm gonna give you a kidney, and that motherfucking person need the fucking kidney, and you start playing games, and somebody else come through and give them that kidney. What the fuck you think you going? How you think that person gonna feel about you when it's all said and done? I'm not talking about, hey yo, you put up to your people lawyer and you ran out of money, or you got locked up, or you couldn't afford it, or you was the family member that didn't put up. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about, yo, you was trying to help your man out and you got knocked off. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about if you literally got it, like, yo, you Gucci man, and not only is you big Gucci man, but you making money off me. That's what I'm trying to get in y'all head. You making money off me. You know what I'm saying? I want OGs and YNs to understand this. Bruh. Or Pooh Shiesty and his father and them. Niggas too old not to read paperwork. All right, let's get that straight. Back in the 1900s, the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, yeah, you could get got. They were slicker than the can of grease, but now it's Chat GTP, it's artificial intelligence, it's Google, it's YouTube, it's every fucking body running their mouth. You have the biggest rat motherfucker in your pocket. I'm on it. The motherfucker that telling you the most and the motherfucker that hold your dirtiest secrets is your phone. It's your goddamn phone. It holds every fucking thing. It will knock you off. You go on some of these motherfucker phones. It will tell you. It tells who's gay, who's not, who's lying, who's a freak, who's undercover, who's really broke, who's really rich. The phone tells it all. So with that being said, not knowing what a piece of paper or contract say ain't relevant right now, bro. That ain't a valid point. You could get somebody in the 90s who couldn't pick up a phone and say, what does it mean a 360 do? What does it mean for you can hit your phone. What does a 360 deal mean? You ain't even gotta read the contract. You can just go and start and say anything. What should I get paid as a new artist that got a million followers on it, and then break it all down for you? You ain't got to read the contract. You can just read that, paste, copy, and say, this is what I'm into. Then you have a father that you know his daddy is first co-defendant. Somebody didn't read the paperwork. You get what I'm saying? So I can't, it just, and Gucci Mane, bro. You can't say you from the streets. You can't say you a thug. You can't say you a big dog. You can't say none of this. And then you make it to the top and the next person trying to come up, you play the slave master games with them. You play the slave master games with them. Hey, nobody plays with nobody rent money. If they ask you, can you help them? You're going to say, I ain't got it, man. They can move on. You ain't going to play with nobody that's incarcerated, bro. I need $50. I need something to the lawyer. I need something to the bail. Either you got it or you don't. That's it. It's no in between. The in between shit causes conflicts and problems years down the line. People hold shit in. People don't forget the most time that they got to hurt the most. People forget 1,000 things, bro, but they don't forget the time that they got hurt the most. And playing with Pooh Shiesty cousin, man, Big Scar, man. Wasn't Gucci Mane fault that he OD'd. Wasn't Gucci Mane fault that his people didn't have the money or he didn't have no money. Wasn't Gucci Mane fault for none of that. Only thing Gucci Mane fault was, and it's not a fault, was being a boss, being a leader, being a real nigga that come from the struggle that niggas will sign their name on a dotted line without even reading because they say you one of us. That's what dudes are missing. That's what hurt a lot of people in the ghetto, bro. When somebody say they one of us and they want to see you win, and the whole time they fucking really don't. That breed more hate and envy, and you want to do something to a person, bro. And you might spend the duration of your time trying to hurt that person and get back because ain't nobody trying to be hurt by nobody lying to them. Playing with them, bro. That shit carries unnecessary attentions. Young niggas shouldn't be doing it. Old niggas shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? It's just some shit you just shouldn't do. And you can't get away with it when you Gucci Mane. You might can get away with it. L.A. Reid can get away with it. Russell can get away with it. He shouldn't do it and he shouldn't get away with it. I'm saying people of certain calibers that you be like, yo, they don't understand. I can't get away with it. I'm not going to say artists' names, but it's niggas that made it above average and get the dip and nobody don't care. But it's certain dudes, if you dip and you do it, niggas going to care because they feel a certain way about you and they feel like you understand. You understand. You can't get a bunch of money in the ghetto and don't grease nobody palm and you don't owe nobody shit. Let's get that straight. You don't owe nobody shit. But it's the unwritten law. You gonna grease some palms, bro. And you know why. I don't gotta tell you why. But you and I know why. Everybody know why. If you from over there. And it's a badge of honor to do right by the people, bro, when I got a little something. We ain't giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving, my nigga. We giving out opportunities, man, so you can supply the next 10 people turkeys on Thanksgiving. That's how it's supposed to be. But it's people, y'all know this. In Instagram, whoever looking at this, y'all know this. It's people that you expect. Yo, he gonna get a bunch of money. That bitch ass nigga gonna dip. Nobody gives a fuck about that guy. Nobody gives a fuck about that gal. Because you already know that's the type of person. But the person that you know, like, shit, nah, hell no, not sis. Nah, bro, they know how it is. And that's the situation with Gucci Mane. That's why everything's gonna be bad for Gucci, because the simple fact of the matter is that he from over there. When you from over there, nobody accept no excuses for that, bro. You did motherfucking wrong, my nigga. You did wrong. And I agree 100% with people. Pooh Shiesty was wrong because he had so much to lose, and nothing's more valuable than your freedom. But everybody say this in the same tone. All the content creators, yo, Pooh Shiesty dumb as a motherfucker. They was wrong, but I understand. See that? You have to say both of them. The niggas was stupid, but I understand. Real shit. Just like you see your man in them, they hit the armor truck, they got caught, they get 15 years in jail. You like, yo, they dumb as a motherfucker, but it was $2 million in that truck. If them boys would have got away, they'd have been shining. You get what I'm saying? So you know how it go. I don't know, bro. It's different. It's different scope for different folks, and that's why people say, yo, the streets is watered down, because shit like that, motherfuckers defended Gucci, but niggas say, all right, yeah, Shiesty and them dumb as a motherfucker, but I understand. But you can't say you understand what Gucci did. You can't say. I heard the dumb motherfuckers say, Gucci man don't owe a nigga nothing. 90% of the niggas that do right by people don't owe a nigga nothing. Don't let that go over your head. 90% of the motherfuckers that do right by people don't owe a nigga nothing. It's just the laws of the land, bro. It's just the unwritten law, bro. You know what I mean? You make $1 over rent money, you got to get the family. I come from a poor family, yo. That's how it's always been. It's an aunt, it's an uncle, it's a cousin to make it happen, bro. You know that's who you call. Hey, you think you can ask cousin Bobo, cousin Ray Ray? Cousin Ray Ray got the 300ZX and the app. You about to grad your 8th grade graduation, they hitting Ray Ray up. Ray Ray take you to Cinderella's like a real nigga. Make sure y'all got money to go to Duff's like a real nigga. And if Ray Ray didn't do it, Auntie was gonna cuss Ray Ray the fuck out, because Auntie, you know, in the family been holding shit in their house with Ray Ray, been doing certain shit. Ray Ray just know you gotta do right. We poor people. We come from the bottom. We come from the projects, the trailer homes, the back blocks, the trenches. So who are you to make it out and don't think nobody you gotta hit? Or if you ain't hit nobody, you think you can sign niggas to a record label and say fuck them? Nah, man, that shit you gonna get robbed. Why I come from Baltimore? Them boys, the Memphis niggas pulled the Baltimore move. Jack, let's keep it real. Everybody that's from Baltimore tap in. Them Memphis niggas pulled the Baltimore move. Nigga ain't doing right. Nigga don't want to let me out the contract. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to rob the nigga. Make him do it. Like, come on, bro. Like, just be 100. I got to do it. When you don't do right and you from the ghetto, you get done wrong. It's an old saying, do right or get done wrong. And you could be a Billy Badass. You could say, I'm $100 million niggas, and I don't got to do shit for niggas. Fuck niggas. Bro, when you get caught down bad, then it's going to be fuck you. Then you have to be a rat like Gucci Man. You got to tell, and that's why I believe that he told. He was so mad and so angry and so pissed off that these niggas pulled this move. Everybody had to laugh. Little Pooh Shiesty came before he ever, man, before the boy start fucking, he robbed his boss, my nigga. Nobody did this since fucking John Gotti knocked off the Castellano nigga, Fat Paul Castellano. It's been no big hit in the United States of America like this, what Pooh Shiesty did in entertainment. The last hit like that was motherfucking Gotti and them hitting a motherfucking boss in a commission. That's how real it get. You might as well call that boy Pooh Gotti. Pooh Gotti. Long as he don't got no motherfucking Sammy the Bull niggas on his squad, he did that. He took the biggest hit out. He went and ran up on a main man, took his rings and unscrewed his earrings out. It happens like that, man. When you disrespect the incarceration person and you disrespect the deceased person, or you play with rent money, they the things that can happen to you. To all OGs or young niggas, do not try that at home, bro. Pay for the funeral. Send $1,000 off every 2 weeks. You're rich. You're gonna look gooder. You look better. Everybody answer that question. Would Gucci Man look better if he'd just looked out for them niggas? How does he look when he didn't look out for them niggas? That $100 million, bro, you gotta invest in real estate, tractor trailers, and bridges and shit. You know, your money, you can be rich forever. But hip hop, the shit that you love, the shit that we all love, the shit, the only thing that we know, what do we love more than hip hop and R&B when we come from the ghetto? We don't love nothing more than music. Don't let nobody tell you no motherfucking lie. Bitch, don't let me get in your car, get around you, and hear you singing music. The black man, the black woman love music, from gospel music, the R&B, the country music, the hip hop, and one of the biggest genres of our culture is hip hop. Man, it's gonna hurt not to be a part of hip hop for Gucci. Come on, bro. He gotta go hang out with Tekashi 6ix9ine and Woody. He has to relate to rats. He has to relate to niggas that chose to take the other side. You can't say nothing. Pookie Low is out of the grave now. Mentally, Pookie Low out the grave now, boy. That don't count. Your coward killed you, man. A whole fucking sucker killed you, man. You should have lived. That's what happened to him. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. That's what my vlog's about. I do interviews. When I get in front of the cam, I gotta tell you how I feel, because I just heard so many older niggas saying this and that, and I'll be like, yo, when y'all niggas gonna realize, yo, stop getting that man tired of the fuck everybody, because these kids are getting younger and younger, and we getting older. Cause yo, you young until you 35. That's when you start hitting your old age. That's what I mean. These niggas getting younger. 19, 20 years old. Nigga, they ain't hit 35 yet. Shiesty 26. If Shiesty get 10 years, he be home before he 35. BG came home, and these niggas coming home. The world different. He did a big robbery. He's forever legendary. They can lay him down for 20 years. 17 years from now, boy, the fat nigga probably don't be here. Pooh Shiesty will have a big release party and be known as the gangster of the early 2000s. That's what I'm just telling you. Pooh Shiesty's a legend. You got that right. He can't call himself no motherfucking street nigga. No more. He can't call himself a street nigga no more. Hell no. That shit was they said the boy told the first day. You know, and another thing I'm gonna say, because Instagram didn't hear me say this yesterday. Gucci Man could have just told his staff, the 4 people that was with him or whoever was with him, what you get took him. How much is it? That should have been in your account in the morning. What you lost, that'll be in your account in the morning. What you lost. Bitch ass nigga. I don't give a fuck about you getting choked out. What the fuck you take? They took your Louis Vuitton bag. They took your Louis Vuitton shoes. Bro, I got you, bro. And for your bitch ass getting choked out, I mean, I'm gonna pay you some other money. Just shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing, bro. Everything that y'all lost, I'm gonna pay for it, and we'll talk about this in a couple of days. That's how Gucci supposed to carry it. You know what I mean? That's how Gucci supposed to carry it. Y'all shut the fuck up. Everything y'all lost, I'm gonna pay for it. Anything that y'all got took, and just send me an invoice, and it'll be in your account tomorrow. Don't say shit. Police, yo, don't you say a motherfucking word, man. I'ma hurt you too. Don't say shit. I got this. Hell no. That nigga said, Precisely and his dad came in and dropped. 30 had the Glock and that got shot. That nigga start simming lemon, bro. Like, he's a cold-blooded rat motherfucker, Jack. It's a cold-blooded rat motherfucker, Jack. That's the moral of the story, bro. You know, I can't even get my rhymes out. But like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I like Gucci, man. I'm a fan of Gucci, man. Like, I'm old enough to say that this not gonna make me not like. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Bro. This shit's so crazy, bro. He might wake up tomorrow and they tell you Obama told on a nigga. Man, I don't fucking know, bro. You might wake up tomorrow and they tell you, hey, back in 1957, George W. Bush told on Ronald Reagan. Man, I don't got time for this shit. It never seems to amaze me, bro. George Bush told on Ronald Reagan, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, it's not the same no more, bro. That's what I'm saying, yo. Like, little guys are still thorough and guys are still keeping 100, bro. Don't get tricked out your freedom in your life fucking with these niggas that's playing with the police and playing with all types of shit, bro. Just keep it real with yourself, bro. Keep it real with yourself, yo, because these niggas lost their motherfucking mind out here, yo. I don't believe in them. That's why you wonder why I listen to rappers like Dave Blunt's the big nigga that weighs 600 pounds. Boy, ain't never gonna get caught up in nothing but weight loss, bro. I feel him, bro. I'm tired of lying to you, bro. I'm listening to Damani, T.I. son. I'm listening to Damani. I ain't fucking Shorty was born rich. He ain't faking the struggle. He got better music. You know what I mean? I'm listening to Damani. Like, I don't listen to that type shit, bro. I can't get jiggy with this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment on YouTube. You know what I mean? I can't handle it, bro. I can't handle it, bro. I can't stand the rain, bro. I can't lie to you. I can't stand the rain, bro. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I can keep it real with you. I ain't never in my motherfucking life, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I never in my life seen, since I got out of prison, right? All jokes aside, I got out of prison 2012. When I came home, right? I'm telling you, this 14 years ago. Like 30 niggas I know did. And then 18 of the 30 niggas I'ma say that's deceased right now. I told them, man, what's wrong with you, man? Hey, you what the fuck, y'all? I said, bro, I just told niggas, man, niggas will die with this motherfucker and go to jail for 50, 60 years. Yo, I came home in 2012. The streets was on. People were popping perks. When I left, you smoke weed, you got drunk, you pop E-pills. And E-pills is dudes that's just coming home from off of what E-pills used to do. Girls was, more dependent. It was just different. I came home for 12. I used to tell my niggas. I remember man Spark used to tell me, like, yo, you studying the 48 laws of power. You read all these books. I told my little man Spark, shout out to Sparky House, man. My brother, man, love him to death. He told me, I told him, I think one day we was talking, I said, yo, I read like 1,000 books, got a certificate. So he thought, because he went to college for psychology, that I came home on some psychology shit. Man, I used to tell him all the time, bro, that shit get you killed. I don't play mind games, bro. I learned about mind games on the joint, and I knew about, 500 niggas that play mind games, bro. And today, it's about 130 of them still alive, bro. And about 80 of them still playing mind games. 50 of them retired. 370 of them dead, bro. You know what I'm saying? 370 of them dead, bro. I seen it in the joint. I said, bro, you won't get. I'm thinking to myself, well, tell a real number. Me walking on the walk, telling the dude, like, that boy gonna get killed uptown, bro. I see it already. What he doing here? Shorty going uptown with that. He gonna die. And that's what happened. The streets been fucked up since Drake dropped his first album. Real shit, bro. I might go viral. The streets been fucked up since Drake dropped his first album, bro. Somebody tell me, what year did Drake drop the album? Cause I'm just being honest with y'all, bro. Don't do this to me, like. But just to get back, not to get off topic, bro. Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying to you that I seen it. Wallahi. And if I could, that's why I said, bro, like, I can't wait till I start streaming. Cause I have all my boys in here. We just be arguing it. It'll be crazy. But I would just be telling some niggas, yo, I told you that. Like, I remember coming home. I used to be devastated.
It's like, what the fuck, yo? I swear, bro. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I should be like, man, what the fuck? I couldn't believe some of the shit was going on. It was more dangerous in the streets, and I'm about to tell y'all the most realest shit I can tell y'all. It was most dangerous in the streets when I came home, but it was safe for me. That's why nothing never happened to me, because I understood quickly that these niggas can't think. They can't think, and it hurt because it's like, yo, one thing that hurt me the most always since a kid, like for us street dudes to be so uneducated. I know sometimes the dreadlocks, the Jordans, or anything, you might get it confused. You might get it twisted with me. I'm not a fucking idiot at all. Yeah, 1,000 books that I read and all that shit, bro. I'm not the smartest motherfucker, but I got common sense. I can't spell, I can't do a lot of shit, but I got common sense. And that's more better than a fucking, well, we come from a doctor's degree. I have common sense. And if you have common sense in the streets of Baltimore in 2026, bro, you can make some sense. You know what I mean? Because I'll realize, man, people dumb as a motherfucker, bro. Ain't no disrespect to nobody, bro, but people, people couldn't survive without people. Because other people teach other people and show other people how to live. And that's the way of life. But some people just need, if that person don't be around, like if Gucci Man would have brought Keisha Kaur to the studio, would it went different? And I'm not trying to be funny, but that's his dictatorship. That's what he got going on. And it's like, yo, if he would have had his wife in the studio that day, would them niggas would have robbed him? I'm being honest. Like, you know what I mean? She the screen, the hot. It just be certain shit. It'd be like, yo, why did you make the decision to argue with Big Scar Peoples after he died? Why did you feel the need to say it's your girl's birthday? To prove to her that you this masculine person? Like, y'all could go bankrupt now. A big part of y'all entity was hip hop. And you able to come and grab artists every so few years that be popping. And again, I fucked it with Gucci, man. Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't sit up here and fake with you and say, oh, if I heard living in the chain and the V drop, scraping up the pie, trying to come up with the extra young nigga, I like Gucci. I'm a fat guy, so Gucci, I like the big belly Gucci. When he ripped himself all up, and I'm scared. Like, fuck that. I'm scared to rip myself up and get with Dr. Baltimore and do my thing and get right, because I might be fucked up like that. What would make a man do something like that? And I don't like to stay on the topic, bro. One thing about RAWDOPE Podcast and my content, I don't base my the news part, because I'm best known for my interviews, Topic Tuesday and shit like that, us being in the studio podcast format. But when I do content inside of my house, it's to feed my audience. You get what I'm saying? I have thousands of people that follow me, and I'm blessed because I remember I had hundreds of people. Now they created thousands, and hopefully I'll be in a double number soon, but I'm just not ungrateful. I know if I work harder, I'll get a better result. But you know, I'm blessed for what I got. You get what I'm saying? I'm not content with it, but I'm blessed to have it. I'm not denying it, and I'm not ungrateful about it. But I know I could do better, and that's just my demon and something I wrestle with. But I could never, ever, ever, ever get that much money and forget where I come from. I could never get that much money and play games with somebody that need me for a mortgage or rent. I'm talking about family or friends or employees. Like, yo, at the end of the day, I always knew this. The biggest hustlers, I don't give a fuck if you selling clothes, selling hoes, selling goddamn shows, goddamn drugs, whatever you doing. One thing you know for sure is you don't play with your customers. I don't give a fuck what you got going on. You do not play with your customers. Like, I learned this early on. Customers always right, even when they wrong. Customers always right, even if they wrong, bro. That's the way we eat. I was in a store before, and I seen a customer, and I'm one of them customers too. A customer got impatient. They said they wanted the refund. I seen the store get them the refund and give them the food. Like, hey, just when you asked for the refund, the food was like 2 minutes from coming out. By the time they did the credit card thing and everything, the food was there. And I was sitting there, I was like, shit, type of big boss I am, I would have just been like, look, miss, take the refund back because I apologize for you. I apologize for your impatience. Here go the food and here go your refund. Have a nice day. And that to me is like a business point of saying she can't write a bad review. She's not gonna go out here being ignorant. As soon as she get in the car, she be like, man, I told them give me a refund and they still gave me my food. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Versus them jumping straight online and leave a bad review and just a nasty tempo. It's like people thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about Gucci Mane. Like, yo, bro. He removed himself from everybody that had sense because a nigga would have told him, oh, yo, you been getting that shicey, you been doing this, you been doing that. Look, no, y'all don't even care if you don't want to do it. You gotta do this to make it make sense. He's gonna be the biggest artist coming home. It's just like, bro, like I said, bro, in this world we live in, you can't have you want to keep people around you that's opinionated, but those people that's opinionated know when to hold and when to fold, meaning when to talk and when not to talk. And when you got those people around you, they're gonna help you adjust when you make. I just feel like Gucci Mane and his wife make a lot of decisions. No disrespect to the black woman or the wife, but I feel like they make so much decisions. In the girl world, it's decisions that I feel like Keisha Kaur will have to make just without Gucci because it's a woman decision. It's decisions that Gucci Mane has to make without Keisha because it's a man decision and the female perception of this might not work. She might have to make a move like when he went to jail, he gave her $3 million. He locked up for 3 years. He don't know what she doing because you can't clock that. She used her female intuition to blow that money up without the headache of him saying, no, I don't think you should do this. I don't think this is going to work. She had a chance. So that's the same thing with the business. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I'm right behind you. But that's just how I feel. So I feel like Gucci Mane decision and him not doing right was like a wife decision. And in some essence, that was a bad decision. That was a bad decision. And I heard about it because I'm a fan of WAPs. Yeah, I am. And a lot of people want to play games. Oh, you know, man. I'm a fan of it, man. I love it. At one time, And I'm not gonna tell you I'm not gonna never listen to his music. I don't give a fuck. But that was a bad move on behalf of Guwap. And because that was a bad move on behalf of Guwap lost the one thing he loved. And that's hip hop. And I could just I can't you know what I mean I with it I ain't mean to go in like that, but a lot of shit I might have said might have went over to you, Buster. bluffing, never from around there people. You know, you might get ignorant and be mad at me, but I'm only kicking the truth. I'm only kicking the truth, bro. And that's what it is, bro. I RDP, we never played games, bro. Yo, that was a bad move, bro. And for anybody to know that, don't sign artists if you're not ready for what it comes with. But hey, look, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. You know what I mean? You know, IG got a new follower. IG got a new follower. You know what I mean? And wake up in the morning is a motherfucking blessing. That was my song. I forgot that. I do not know what's the name of that Gucci Man song. That was like one of the songs that I loved so much when I came home. Scraping up the pot, trying to come up with the extras. My brother loved Gucci Man too. You know, free Purple. Free that boy Purple Boy. We ain't talking 2 years, bro. You know? It is what it is, man. But shout out to everybody. Y'all know my platform's called RAWDOPE PODCAST. It's the rawest and dopest interviews on the planet. Out caught no rules. There's no fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. And the content I bring it to you raw and uncut. Like chicken, when you first get it, you gotta clean it and wash it. That's how this content is, bro. We just bring it to you raw and uncut. You dress it up how you want to bring it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting out of the content block, and I can't believe it. Like crazy, 2 days in a row. I got a lot of interviews, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. Listen, I gotta really just tap into me. Like, I'm really studying this shit and relearning this shit. And you know, my significant other is probably like the only person in the world that can probably tell you how much I study this shit and how much. And she told me before, like, she straight said before, like, baby, like, I feel like you watching people shit too much or doing this. And I was like, damn, I can't explain to her, like, no, I'm having this content block, right? And the only way to just not lose raw dope overly and the people that I work so hard to gain as a fans and support, like I gotta just block it out. And it's like 2 days in a row and I'm feeling like the block coming off. You know what I mean? And I do want to go live on Twitch. I do want to mess with my other pages, but shout out to YouTube, like they bless the, you know, they bless the roster, man. You know what I mean? Your boy, you know, they bless your boy. I mean, I'm gonna hold it down till I can't hold it down no more. But one thing about my news vlog, I gotta tell people this. I gotta be so honest with you. I can't sit on YouTube and be like this super nosy motherfucker. I can't. I just like to grab topics, give my opinion, and keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's what I like to do. And the only thing I wish YouTube will be is music friendly. I let this on the wrong side. The music friendly. Because that was my best shit, but it is what it is, man. Like, but hey, we covered the Foolio Trial. It's a lot of just a recap. It's the end. It's the recap. Foolio Trial was dope. Dope as fuck, right? Julio's crowd is dope as fuck. It's like my backtrack. Like, yo, there's one thing I would say. One thing I would love, right? And this is to people, and this is to females and males. if your significant other is a content creator and you guys are friends or family of that person, you shouldn't call that person lover or their wife or their partner and report everything from their page because you cause problems. I'm a content creator. I don't put my personal business on the internet. I don't. I never will. But my book's coming out in the end of this year in December. It's called on the 8th-year anniversary of RAWDOPE Podcast. I'm releasing my book. It's called My Deepest Thoughts. And when you read this book, it is my deepest thoughts. So when you see me post random shit, nah, man, I try to like, if you come, the best way I could describe to you my book and my next chapter of my life is if you come, I'm gonna do like a deep tour of my space, like my personal space in my home, and you gonna see, and that's what I mean by my deepest thoughts. It's just different elements of my space. Like I try to make comfortability relevant when you come around me. You get what I'm saying? I don't hang with people that's not my kind. You don't have to smoke. You don't have to drink. You don't have to be from the ghetto. You don't have to be hard as fuck. You don't have to be none of that to be my kind. You just gotta be relatable. You just gotta be understandable. Go ahead. You gotta be understandable. You gotta make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I think that's for women all the time. Like you just gotta be a person kind. Like gotta be what I'm into. Like I don't go around. I'm not gonna go around a bunch of people that is not into what I'm into. They into this. They hate people that smoke. Bro. All right, that's cool. They are humans. It's 7, 8, 9 billion people of us on Earth. Like what the fuck? Like I don't care. That's what I learned. My father told me that a long time ago. I know that, listen, crackheads, no disrespect, have good friends. People in the LGBT community have good friends. Murderers have good friends. Pedophiles have good friends. Drug dealers have good friends. Pimps have good friends. Prostitutes have good friends. People have people that love them no matter what they into. You have to remember that. You have to fucking remember that. So I say that to say that I only stay around my kind. Only stay around people that understand me. And I do business with people that's not like me. And that's real shit. I do business with people that's not like me because that's the way life works. I know when I had to say, oh shit, let me spray some shit. Oh shit, I'm going to a job interview today. I get in the shower this morning, wash my dress so it don't smell like grass. You get what I'm saying? Oh, if I'm doing a radio interview this morning, man, shit. When I jump out the car, we smell like the earth. That's who I am. But if I'm going into like goddamn a church or social security or handling my business, I don't have my favorite cologne on, and that's marijuana. I don't have it on. I can't put it on because this is not the time and place for me just to be me. But if you see me with my girl, you see me out and about kicking it with my kids, and my kids are getting pretty much old. They old, they getting old as fuck. I'm gonna be the ghetto hippie that I am without ignorance. And that's the best way I could describe myself. You know what I mean? That's the best way I like people to know me. Like, bro, just like yo, bro, just transform into like a hippie, but with a different definition of it. You get what I'm saying? Different definition of it. You know what I mean? I believe in unorthodox shit. Like I'm just cool as fuck. Like I don't take shit. I don't want. When you age a certain appropriate ways, I don't drink to get. I don't do that. I don't smoke to go to sleep. You hear me? I don't drink to get too excited, and I don't smoke to go to sleep. You know what I mean? I smoke to think. I smoke to enjoy the moment. I smoke to listen to classical music that remind me of my childhood. I like to listen to music that remind me of different things, love, peace, happiness. I'm just human. I like fruits and vegetables. I really do. I like all types of music. I like all types of vibes. Why? Because I had my days and times with my own vibe. I had my days and times with drugs. I had my days and times with everything. You know what I mean? But most importantly, man, I'm just blessed, man. You know, I be telling my significant other, like, I be really telling her, like, real shit. I be telling her, like, I be like, yo, like, you know, cause I tell people this all the time. My content. I heard my girl telling somebody, like, I'm an open book, but I'm like, I'm an open book within. And what that means, if you don't know what that means, and people that's an open book could take notes of this. I'm an open book within. It's like this to anybody. You only open up a book that you want to read. So do you want to be that book that's open, that's on a shelf that everybody bypass? Or do you want to be that open book that everybody opens up? Which one? Do you want to be? Because I remember my grandmother, and it's a lesson that everybody can relate to. All of y'all that's on my page right now. Your grandmother kept a Bible, if you Muslim kept a Quran with a certain scripture open up. How many people went to that open book and read more deep into that book? Out of 100%, maybe only 7% got deep into that book. But how many people had went to the library and opened up different books and took the books that they thought was interesting and didn't read them? And the books that they thought was interesting, some people read them, but they took the books with them. That's the type of open book that I am. The book that you take with you. You might not read it, or you might read it. You get me? You might, but you know you got to take it back. So it might work for you, or it might not work for you. You get what I'm saying? It just you got to know the difference. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that open book that just open and the pages delete because dust build up on it. When you the open book that's always moving around, somebody gonna get something out of it. That was deep. If you that open book that get passed around, somebody gonna get something out of it. If you that open book that stayed on the shelf, and that's what I remember. My grandmothers and all of them, all my older people in the family had a Bible sitting somewhere with a certain scripture open up. And I think me as a person, as a human, how many times did I read that? I had money in it. I had drugs in it. I did so much shit in those books. Everything but read. That's just my story. You know what I mean? I ain't read those open books. But another thing that I got to match that, it is no slick shit. I didn't read the open books in my house, but that same open book that was always open in my house, I read it in different places. That's deep. And that was one book that was open, the Bible. And I could tell people this, and I get deep with me. I ain't a big Quran reader, I ain't a big Bible reader, but I can name a bunch of books that I did read. And I was a weird reader. The title of the book had to catch me. And this is what I understand significantly about writing is that I understand anything about hustle. You can use this in any hustle you do. I used to rap, and my key to rapping was my first bars have to be killed or I'ma lose. That's like driving a car. That's like fist fighting. My punch is gonna be the hardest because I wanna win instantly. True story. So I say that to say this, man. You know, man, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. I hope you got something out of my vlog. Interviews coming soon. You know how I do. Just like to tap in with the fans. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I had content block. I keep repeating that. Had content block. but fighting my way out of this wet paper bag, and the punch is going through the bag, man. So no fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. RAWDOPE Podcast. Hey, listen, man. Subscribe. I appreciate that. I appreciate anybody that's subscribed. And listen, man. If you just sub to my channel, I don't know what your time or your time, what time zone you in, but go look at the page. Go to the live videos, go to the rails, and go to the videos, the uploads, and you're gonna say, God damn, Fat Ham, go on to something. Shorty been around a long time. He got magnificent content, but I had content block. And that's what slowed me up. No excuses though, you know what I mean? But you know I had content block. And I'm cool though. Cool though. Okay? I'm gonna roll the blunt up before I get out of here, and I'll tell you what the channel about. Because you asked, and everything, the channel is called RAWDOPE Podcast. It stands for the rawest and dopest interviews and content on the planet. We have some cardinal rules. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. We like to interview artists before they get big, before they get out of reach. We like to interview convicts. We like to interview people from the trailer park, the backyard, the urban communities, the suburbans. We like to interview people like us. Check the channel out, and you'll understand if you like us. That's it. That's the best way I can describe the channel. Subscribe. You know, I do interviews with people, real people. Like, you know, a lot of people do interviews with people that's big names and shit. I do people that got big names in small communities. That's my sauce. I like to deal with people that got big names in small communities and put the motherfucking flashlight on what count the most. You know what I mean? That's what the channel about. And I promise you, man, all you gotta do is click on, bro. You grab another phone and say, let me click and see what this nigga talking about. You can check out our Conway the Machine, his last tour. You know, we got some good footage in Baltimore, Peasy. Shout out to Iceware Vazo, shout out to DJ EFN. It's been niggas that show my platform love. Shout out to Webby. You know what I mean? What it is, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of dudes, you know, a lot of motherfuckers fuck with me. You know what I mean? I'm the underground king. I'm the underground king, and I ain't been crowned. I'm the $1 million baby. I'm the underground king, and I ain't been crowned. You know, that's what my nigga said. That's what my nigga Max said. I'm the underground king, and I ain't been crowned. $1 billion baby. I'm the diamond in the dirt, and I ain't been found. $1 billion baby. That's me, man. I'm the $1 billion baby. I'm a diamond in the dirt, and I ain't been crowned. That's all. That's it, man. You know what I mean? Real shit. But hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. No, they ain't fixed the bridge yet. No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will use against you on the internet. RDP, RAWDOPE Podcast, Baltimore, DMV, East Coast. Let's go.